The information provided on this podcast is intended for general informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. While we discuss topics related to vegan health, diet, and fitness, always consult with a qualified healthcare provider or registered dietitian before making any changes to your diet, fitness routine, or lifestyle, especially if you have existing health conditions.
Welcome to Good Vegan Meal, the podcast for lifelong vegans, people wanting to become vegan, or those interested in vegan living. We're here to make your lives better by giving you the information you need to succeed in your compassionate vegan lifestyle.
So today we're tackling something you hear about, well, everywhere, right? Social media, grocery stores, this idea of superfoods.
Yeah, it's definitely buzzing. A lot of talk about them.
Exactly. And it gets thrown around so much. I mean, what is a superfood really? When you dug into the sources, what's the actual definition? Or maybe the big misconception?
Well, you hit it right there. Misconception is key. It's largely a marketing term, pure and simple. The sources define it as food claimed to have amazing health benefits because it's super nutrient dense.
Okay, so high in nutrients.
Right. But, and this is crucial, no single food is, a magic bullet, not a cure-all. What really matters is a balanced diet, lots of variety. Nutrient-dense foods is probably a better, less hyped way to think about it, more accurate.
That makes sense. A critical perspective is important, though I guess sometimes that superfood label, even if it's hype, it does get people curious, right? It makes them try new, healthy things.
Oh, definitely. And that curiosity is great. The key is just to channel it towards variety, incorporating diverse ingredients. And honestly, a good, well-balanced vegan diet. Lots of veggies, fruits, legumes, grains, seeds, nuts. It's already full of these fantastic nutrient-dense foods.
Okay, so maybe you're eating superfoods without even calling them that.
Exactly. You probably are.
That's a great point. So if they're kind of already there in a good vegan diet, where do we start this deep dive? The sources pointed to some core building blocks. Seeds, I think.
Yes. Seeds are a perfect place to start. Tiny powerhouses. Think chia, hemp, and flax.
Okay, tell us about those. What makes them stand out?
Right, let's start with chia seeds. They come from the Salvia hispanica plant, small, usually black seeds. What's amazing is how much they pack in. They're a fantastic source of vegan omega-3s, fiber, a lot of fiber, like 10 grams in just 2 tablespoons.
Wow, 10 grams. That's huge.
It really is. And they absorb water, like up to 10 times their weight. So they help you feel full, which is great for managing appetite.
Like little sponges.
Exactly. And interestingly, for a plant food, they're a complete protein. All 9 essential amino acids are in there.
Okay, impressive start.
Yeah.
What about hemp?
Hemp seeds next. From the cannabis sativa plant, but don't worry, only trace THC. These are protein giants. The sources mention they have over 5 times the protein of eggs per 100 grams. That's about 31 grams.
Seriously, 5 times eggs.
Yep. Plus, great for omega-3s and omega-6s, and loaded with iron, magnesium, B vitamins. Really nutrient-packed.
And how do you use them?
Oh, super easy. Blend them in smoothies, sprinkle on avocado toast, salads, granola, adds a nice nutty flavor and creaminess.
Okay, good tips. And flax.
Flax seeds. Small, golden or brown seeds. Again, great for fiber and omega-3s. They also have lignans, these plant compounds with antioxidant properties and maybe some mild estrogen-like effects.
Interesting.
And a really practical thing. Ground flaxseed mixed with water makes a fantastic vegan egg replacer in baking.
Oh, I've heard of that. The flax egg.
That's the one. Works really well. Or just sprinkle ground flax on vegan yogurt, oatmeal, blend it into smoothies. Simple.
It really is fascinating how easy these are to just add in a sprinkle here, a spoonful there.
Totally. Small additions, big nutritional impact.
Okay, so from those tiny seeds, let's move to the real foundation maybe. Legumes and whole grains. Stuff like quinoa, lentils, beans, oats.
Absolutely. These are staples for a reason. Let's talk quinoa. It's actually a seed, but we use it like a grain. Gluten-free, comes from South America originally. It's big claim to fame. It's a complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids, which is pretty rare for a single plant food. Huge for vegans.
Right, that complete protein aspect is key.
Definitely. Plus, it's high in fiber, magnesium, iron, and so versatile. Use it instead of rice, add it to soups, stews. It thickens things up nicely, too.
Good to know. And lentils. I feel like lentils are nutritional workhorses.
They really are. Lentils actually pack more protein per serving than eggs, about 25 grams per 100 grams.
Wow, another protein powerhouse.
Yeah, and they're rich in iron and folate, plus tons of fiber for digestion and feeling full. Think hearty soups, curries, salads, veggie burgers. They work in so many dishes.
Okay, and what about just regular beans, like chickpeas, kidney beans, the canned stuff?
Oh yeah, chickpeas and canned beans are fantastic. Staples of the Mediterranean diet, right. Super convenient, provide filling protein and fiber, and you can do almost anything with them. Tacos, chili, dips like hummus. I even saw bean brownies mentioned.
Bean brownies. Okay, that's creative.
A little surprising, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're just packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, really versatile.
And oats, a breakfast classic.
For sure. Oats are great. Filling, fiber-packed breakfast. But you can also grind them into flour for baking, use them in energy bites. They're more than just porridge.
True. And the sources mention some other grains, too. Maybe less common ones.
Yeah, definitely worth a mention. Things like freekeh and millet, both really good for protein. Wheat berries have more fiber than many other grains. Then there's amaranth, which is rich in lysine and calcium. And spelt and teff are other high-protein options. Lots to explore beyond the usual suspects.
So many options.
And a really important point for all these legumes and grains. Think about preparation. Soaking, fermenting, or just cooking them properly helps reduce things called anti-nutrients.
Anti-nutrients, what are those?
They can interfere with your body absorbing the good stuff, the minerals. So proper prep makes the nutrients more available. And here's a great tip. Pair these foods with something high in vitamin C.
Like oranges, bell peppers.
Exactly. Bell peppers, broccoli, citrus. Adding that vitamin C dramatically boosts how much iron you absorb from the grains and legumes.
Ah, that's a really practical tip. Good to remember. Digging into this, I didn't fully appreciate just how much these staples offer, beyond just like carbs or calories. What really stands out to you about how they build that solid foundation?
It's their double duty, I guess. They're giving you that fundamental stuff, protein, complex carbs for energy that lasts, but they also bring so much fiber, so many vitamins and minerals. They support digestion, gut health, even how oxygen moves around your body with the iron. They're really the backbone, immediate energy and long-term health.
That's a really good way to put it, the backbone. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about some of the more maybe unique or unexpected ones. Fermented foods, spices, kimchi, turmeric, cacao were mentioned.
Yes, these are fascinating because their benefits often go beyond just standard nutrition. Take kimchi. It's fermented cabbage, often spicy, amazing for gut health because of the natural probiotic bacteria.
Right, probiotics for the gut. We hear a lot about that.
And it's so important. Our sources connect good gut health to basically everything. Brain function, mental well-being, your skin, energy levels. Even something like 70% of your immune system is apparently in your gut.
Wow, 70%. That's huge.
It is. And if kimchi isn't your thing, other fermented foods like kefir, miso, sauerkraut offer similar gut benefits.
Good alternatives. Okay, what about turmeric?
Turmeric, that bright yellow spice from the curcuma longa plant. Its power comes from curcumin, the active compound. Curcumin has really strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties.
So it's good for fighting inflammation.
Exactly. Just a practical tip, though. Fresh turmeric, it stains. Hands, cutting boards, everything. So be a bit careful.
Noted. Good warning.
Yeah.
How do you use it?
Grate it fresh into curries or dals, or blend it into smoothies, especially fruit ones. It adds an interesting kick.
Okay. And cacao. That sounds like chocolate.
It's basically raw chocolate, cacao powder or nibs, way less processed than typical cocoa powder, higher in antioxidants, iron, magnesium. It is more bitter, though.
So healthier chocolate, but maybe not as sweet.
Pretty much. It also has theobromine, which gives you a gentle energy lift, but without the coffee jitters. The nibs are great, minimally processed, good for adding crunch to things.
Interesting. And basil. I use basil all the time, but I don't think of it as a superfood.
Right. It was a surprising one, but basil contains compounds like eugenol, linalool, citronellol. These fight inflammation, so it's good for your nervous system, digestive system, even helps with pH balance. And apparently it can help soothe acid reflux.
Wow, okay. I'll look at my pesto differently now.
Yeah. And one more in this group, fennel. Fennel is another powerhouse. It's known for calming digestive spasms, reducing stomach pressure, so it can really help with acid reflux or GERD.
Good for digestion too, then.
Definitely. And it's good for your skin. It has vitamin C and beta-carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A, helps encourage your own collagen production.
Fennel for good skin, who knew?
It's amazing, isn't it, how these different ingredients offer such varied, powerful benefits that go way beyond just vitamins and minerals. They impact whole body systems.
Absolutely. It's really holistic.
Oh.
And let's move into another category, protein alternatives and adaptogens, things like tofu, tempeh, mushrooms, maca.
Right. So tofu and tempeh, we know them as soy products, minimally processed, excellent protein sources, anywhere from 9 to 20 grams per 100 grams, depending on the type, plus iron and calcium.
And then tempeh is the fermented one, right?
Exactly. Tempeh is fermented, which can help reduce those anti-nutrients we mentioned, maybe makes things easier to digest and absorb. But important point for vegans, while fermentation might create tiny bits of B12, it is absolutely not a reliable source. You still need a dedicated B12 supplement or fortified foods.
Okay, crucial clarification.
Yeah,
Don't rely on tempeh for B12.
Definitely not. Then there's seitan, made from wheat gluten. Good protein, gives that meaty texture. Obviously not for anyone with gluten issues, but otherwise a solid option.
Got it. And mushrooms. They seem to be everywhere lately.
Mushrooms are having a moment. Beyond just tasting good, many types, like shiitake, are being looked at as adaptogens.
Adaptogens. Those help your body handle stress.
That's the idea. They help your body adapt. Plus, mushrooms bring amazing umami flavor and texture, especially in plant-based cooking.
Okay. And maca. That sounds a bit more exotic.
Maca is. It's a root vegetable from the Andes in Peru. High in antioxidants, also considered an adaptogen. Good source of vitamin C and copper. Taste-wise, it's kind of slightly sweet, a bit earthy, works well blended into sweet things like smoothies or baked goods.
Interesting. Earthy and sweet. And spirulina. That's the algae one?
Yes, spirulina, the blue-green algae, it's incredibly protein-dense, like 57 grams per 100 grams. That's almost 10 times the protein of eggs.
Whoa! That's a lot of protein.
It is. It also has some vitamin B12, iron, chlorophyll, good for energy, detoxification. The taste is strong, though, very algae. Often needs balancing in a green smoothie.
Okay, but there was a catch, right?
A warning.
Yes, a significant one.
The sources raise serious concerns about potential contamination, things like microcystins, cyanotoxins,
Wonderful stuff.
potentially harmful toxins that some algae can produce. And historically, humans haven't really eaten cyanobacteria like this as a main food source. So the advice is caution. Don't rely solely on spirulina for these nutrients. Better to get them from other, safer foods where possible.
Okay, that's a really important caveat to highlight, especially with the contamination risk. So with all these unique options and some having warnings, how do you choose? It feels like you could get overwhelmed trying to add everything.
You definitely could. And you don't need to. It's not about ticking every single box. It really comes down to you. What are your health goals? What flavors do you actually enjoy? Are there specific nutrients you know you need more of? And be aware of those caveats, like with spirulina. Maybe pick one or two that sound appealing or fit a need and see how you can weave them into meals you already like. Start small.
Start small, focus on your needs. Good advice. Okay, let's shift one last time, healthy fats. And I think there was even a treat on the list.
There was. Let's cover the fats first. Avocado. Technically a fruit packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, also good for fiber, potassium, vitamin C, E, K. Great for heart health, helps with feeling full, supports healthy skin, a real all-rounder.
Can't go wrong with avocado.
Pretty much. Then olive oil, a classic heart-healthy fat. Interestingly, the research suggests including olive oil and nuts might actually lead to more weight loss than a standard low-fat diet, maybe because they're more satisfying.
Oh, that is interesting. More fat leading to more weight loss, potentially.
Counterintuitive, maybe, but the evidence points that way sometimes. And speaking of nuts, nuts like almonds and especially walnuts, packed with healthy fats, protein, vitamins, minerals. Walnuts get a special shout out for their omega-3s, really important for brain health.
For the brain. Okay, what if you have nut allergies?
Tahini is your friend. It's a paste made from sesame seeds, great alternative, gives you plant-based protein about 5 grams and 2 tablespoons, and those healthy fats. Perfect for dressings, dips like hummus, or just as a spread.
Tahini. Good one. Okay. Now the treat.
Yes. Dark chocolate.
Excellent.
A treat with actual benefits. It's high in antioxidants, specifically flavonoids. Also a source of iron and magnesium. Studies suggest that eating it regularly, in moderation of course, might help reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke and could help with blood pressure and cholesterol.
So enjoying some dark chocolate is actually good for you.
Seems like it. It's considered the healthiest type of chocolate because of that high antioxidant content. Just aim for 70% cacao or higher to get the most bang for your buck.
70% or higher. Got it. That's a nice way to round things off.
So when we talk about actually using all these foods, it really doesn't have to be some huge overhaul. The sources suggest starting small. Add some seasonal veggies you haven't tried. Swap your usual snack for a handful of walnuts or some fruit with tahini. The real power comes from variety. Mixing things up ensures you get that wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, everything else.
So instead of the same breakfast every day, maybe swap oatmeal for quinoa sometimes.
Exactly. Or try making your own hummus with chickpeas instead of buying a dip. Little changes.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what does this mean for you, the listener? Trying to build your ideal plate. We've covered a lot. What's the key takeaway?
The key takeaway is probably that a varied, well-balanced, whole food, plant-based diet is already a superfood diet, essentially. You don't necessarily need fancy powders or exotic berries flown halfway across the world. Focus on filling your plate with a rainbow of colors, different fruits, veggies, legumes, grains, seeds, nuts. Maybe aim to consciously include, say, 5 to 7 different categories we talked about each day. A seed, a legume, a leafy green, a bright fruit, a whole grain.
That's a practical way to think about it.
Yeah. And just be a little mindful of relying too much on processed vegan substitutes, mock meats, and things. They can be convenient, but often lack the nutrient density of the whole foods they imitate and might have more salt or additives. And always remember, even with healthy stuff, you can eat too much of a good thing. Moderation and variety are still the guiding principles.
Excellent points, especially about the processed foods and moderation. Okay, final thoughts for everyone listening. What stands out to you about these incredible plant-based powerhouses? And maybe, what's one thing you might try adding to your diet this week after hearing all this? So today we dove deep into the world of vegan superfoods. And we found that while superfood is often just marketing speak, the real deal is focusing on nutrient-dense, whole plant foods. They offer huge health benefits and amazing versatility in the kitchen. We really hope you feel inspired to explore adding more variety from these powerful plant-based options into your meals. Remember, simple swaps, conscious choices, they really add up over time. Better energy, support for your body, overall well-being. And here's something to think about. If focusing on nutrient density rather than superness is the real key, how might that change the way we choose our food every day, maybe even beyond just vegan eating? What new cooking adventures could that inspire for you?
Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of Good Vegan Meal. If you loved what you heard and you're hungry for more, head over to our link tree at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal. There you can grab our free PDF 30 high-protein vegan 5-minute meals packed with quick recipes and full nutritional stats for every meal. Perfect for busy days and plant-powered gains. And if you're ready to take your vegan cooking game to the next level, check out our cookbook's 125-minute vegan meals for kids' lunches. A school lunchbox lifesaver, 185-minute vegan meals, and 7 weeks of high-protein meals with meal planning made simple with grocery lists for each week. Grab your goodies at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal, and we'll see you in the next episode.